Hi everybody and welcome to the Generation XYZ of betting. I've got the charismatic Shakes Rampelli and the shy Oliver Keohane, or Money Boy as we call him. And of course me, Money Man, or Kevin Ferguson. Let's get into it, guys. We've got the 10 games coming up. I wouldn't say we've got any sharper focus. We're less blurry about some of the teams and the way that they may be going. So we've got a little form guide to go on, one game on at least 16 of the teams. 4 didn't play last week. So let's get into the first game. We'll make our predictions, and if it warrants any content, we'll chat about it. Everton versus West Brom.
Yeah, Everton versus Brom is going to be very interesting. I like what I've seen from Everton since the start of the Premier League as well. You know, they had that win as well last night in the Carabao Cup against Southampton United, which was really good for them. So confidence is really high. They're scoring goals. They beat Tottenham Hotspur. If I was to make a prediction with the odds at 1.55, I go Everton straight win. That's my prediction.
Yes, I would, at 55% return on your money, it's not a bad bet, hey? Especially playing a team that probably will be fighting for relegation and maybe setting their stall up to try and sneak a point. I'll say Everton 2-0 to Everton.
Yeah, in agreement there, 2-0 Everton.
2-0, what do you say, Shakes? What are you going?
I think I'll make it a little bit tighter than that for West Brom's sake. I will go with a 3-1. I think West Brom, because West Brom also got the win in the Carabao Cup as well. They scored a couple of goals. I think it was against Harrogate. But still.
That mighty powerhouse of a football club, Harrogate.
Well, that's the one. You have to beat what's in front of you, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now a game that's got my attention is Leeds versus Fulham. Leeds, you know, 3 goals against the champions. I was happy with that. I think I said in one of our shows that it was a beautiful loss, or something.
If there ever is such a thing.
If there ever is such a thing. But we lost to Hull last night 2-1, I believe.
Yeah, no, unfortunately Leeds lost in the Carabao Cup. They lost was the penalties. Yeah, they came from behind and eventually they went to penalties and they lost. Whereas Fulham, on the other hand, they got the win. So they got the win. They've moved on to the next round. So they probably will be high on confidence. But because of Marcelo Bielsa and the style of play that he's played, I think I would give it to Leeds United. In fact, I'd go Leeds United straight. Funny enough, if you look at the time when they won the championship last season, they've played each other, and Leeds won at home 3-0, and whereas Fulham won at their home ground 2-1. So because they're playing at Leeds' home ground, I'm going to say Leeds United to win.
Gee, Shakes, you've done your homework, eh? You're making me look bad here, brother.
I know, man. Just watch a lot of football.
Yeah, I like Leeds in this one straight up. I like them 2-0.
I like them 3-1.
3-1?
I think they'll leak a goal, but I think they'll score definitely net a lot.
So what are you saying, Shakes?
Yeah, but if I have to put a scoreline to it, I got to give Fulham a little bit of credit. I'm going to go 2-1, guys. Okay. Yeah, 2-1. Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 on that one.
Okay, cool. Manchester United versus Crystal Palace. Not much there on offer, 36% return. It's, you know, I don't like getting involved in those games where they're on a straight up proposition. Just not much value in it.
Yeah.
Though Crystal Palace, they beat Southampton last week, yeah?
1-0.
Yeah. They did. And Wilfred Zaha got the winner in that, former Manchester United player, going up against his old team over the weekend. And you know what's funny? If you look back, Kevin and Oliver, last season, Crystal Palace actually beat Manchester United in this very fixture. They went to Old Trafford and they won last-minute goal from Patrick Van Aanholt. So who's to say it probably can't happen again? But judging by the way Crystal Palace was playing, And obviously, Bruno Fernandes has come into United and has added a lot of steel and a lot of creativity, and also the fact that their front three scoring goals as well. It has to be Manchester United. It really does. I think I can see Crystal Palace defending quite a lot, and I think Manchester United. If I was to put a scoreline to it, I would probably go with a 3-1 Manchester United against Crystal Palace. Yes.
Ollie?
I'm going to go 2-1.
I'm going to just be a parrot and say 2-0.
Rinse, repeat.
Yeah, I just think that Man United have too much quality, and if they want to challenge for a top 4 spot, they're going to have to win these games.
Yeah.
No, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm actually curious to wonder if they do have anytime goal scorer odds on this game with regards to Bruno Fernandes could potentially score a penalty. I really could see that happen. I could see them winning a penalty and Bruno Fernandes getting in on the goals there.
Okay, well, I'm sure that they've got a bet on that.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it right now on Betway, and it's currently rated at 2.21, which is not a very bad. It's not. I mean, if you want to throw something at it, you could and make double your money back, right?
Yeah,
Just a tickle.
just a tickle.
Just a tickle. That's what they call it.
Next, we have an interesting game, which is obviously your team, Arsenal, versus West Ham. The team trending up and a team trending down. I mean, if we take into account our conversations from the past, we've both talked about West Ham, and you specifically, about them possibly being sucked into a relegation battle this year. What's your thoughts on this game, Shakes?
Yeah, no, with regards to Arsenal, of course, they started really well, won against Fulham 3-0, and spirits are high, and they've got the massive news at the fact that their captain, Emerick Aubameyang, has signed a new contract, making him stay at the club for another 3 years, which is huge news. I mean, this guy scores goals for fun for Arsenal as well. And I think it's going to boost him. I really think it's going to boost him. And I think for me personally, if I had to be very honest, I think this is the best time for Arsenal to play West Ham because of what is going on at West Ham. Everything just doesn't seem right. They lost the first game. Obviously, there was that Mark Noble saga. And even the way they played, it wasn't very confident. I'm even willing to go not only just on Arsenal way,
Yeah.
but I think what is definitely going to happen is Aubameyang is going to celebrate his new contract with a goal. And he is rated at anytime goal scorer on Betway at 1.68. And I am 100% sure that is probably going to happen.
Wow, you heard it here, folks. Ollie, what do you think?
I'm thinking 3-0 to Arsenal, Aubameyang to score 2.
Yeah, Jeez. How do I outdo that? Look, I think West Ham are in a state of chaos, although it may not all be relevant, all apparent right now. But I think you're definitely right, Shakes. West Ham are struggling, and it's the perfect time for Arsenal to play them, because usually they have a bit of difficulty with the likes of a West Ham and stuff like those local derbies. But there are no fans, which will take a bit of the edge off the game. But Arsenal they've got way too much quality for West Ham. And I like Arsenal to win by, you can get 1.55 straight up, which is a great bet, for a 55% return. What are they for minus one, Shakes?
So at a handicap. Right?
At a handicap.
So at -1 handicap, Arsenal is sitting at 2.36.
I love that bet. 2.36. I'm going to put that, my money this weekend. Some of my money this weekend is going to go on an Arsenal handicap minus 0.5 or minus 0.5. Or what is the handicap, Shakes? Is it -1?
That is handicap -1.
I'm going to go handicap -1. Arsenal to win by 2 or more goals for 500. That'll return 650 or thereabouts, eh? Or 1150, including my stake back.
That is most definitely what it could return. And speaking about actually putting money on it, That's actually one of the items that's going to be on my multi-bet slip for this weekend. I've put three things on it, and the first one is Aubameyang to score, definitely. Anytime goal scorer rated at 1.68. I've basically put three things that I'm 100% sure that is going to happen. And the next one, Kevin, you'll be happy to hear, I've put Leeds United straight win against Fulham, and that's 1.62. And the last one is going to come in the heated game that we're going to speak about very soon.
Oh, I could only assume it's Chelsea Liverpool, but let's let the people wait with bated breath. The Southampton versus Tottenham, interesting game this one. Hey? Tottenham will be desperate for a win. I think even though it's early in the season and one swallow doesn't make a summer, if Tottenham lose this game to Southampton, I think they can kiss top four aspirations goodbye, and the pressure will start to mount on Mourinho.
Ooh, I couldn't agree more. He definitely needs to win. And it's very unfortunate because also Southampton in a way need the win because they lost their first Premier League game to Crystal Palace. And as well as they lost the Carabao Cup fixture against Brentford as well. And the team that they put out against Brentford was really, really strong. So I thought they were going to win it, but they actually lost. And now both teams need a win. But obviously you would look at Spurs because of their ambitions that they have. They're probably under more pressure. But they have a game tonight, actually, in the Europa League qualifiers. They have a game tonight. So they're going to have less time to rest. And the game is away. So they are traveling. They have to come back. And I got to tell you, I'm going to go with the surprise on this one and not go with the one that people obviously think. I think more pressure will be piled on to Tottenham and Jose Mourinho come this weekend. And with the odds at 3.15 for Southampton to win, I'm actually going to consider putting that on the bet slip. I think Southampton win this game.
Wow.
Will Gareth Bale be playing?
Yeah, so Tottenham is linked with Gareth Bale. They're trying to get him to come to the club on loan. There was a swap deal that they tried to do with Dele Alli, but it seems like Real Madrid rejected that. But the talks that are happening at this current moment with Gareth Bale is that the move is almost close. So would he make it in time for the weekend? I don't think so. I don't think he'd make it in time for the weekend, which is going to be very unfortunate because he brings so much quality. And with Gareth Bale out, I still stick with what I said. Southampton win.
I'm gonna disagree there. I don't like Jose Mourinho, but I just feel like they have to claw this one back, even though, like you said, it's still so early. It's just the kind of feeling about how, they ended last season, came into the season, were sluggish. He said he didn't like the team, how they played and everything. What happens now if they go a second one down to Southampton? They do have the players to beat them. You would like to think, a coach of his pedigree has the capability to beat them. So I've put down 400 Rand for Tottenham to win. Wins you back just over.
Did you phone your bank manager before you made that bet, Owen?
And what is multi-bet to cover that?
Okay. What has Jose Mourinho ever done to you for you to dislike him?
As true, I've never met him personally. Okay. I can't. I just don't like his attitude.
Well, I think that he trades off his personality and his charisma. He's been trading off that for a long time. I mean, what has he done? You know that Janet Jackson song, "What Have You Done For Me Lately?" I mean, what has he done lately in football to warrant this sort of presence and the chosen one or whatever he's called?
Exactly. I think that's the thing. You look at like boxers, the trash talk. What makes their trash talking great is when they can back it up consistently. Even football managers, if they trash talk and they're going out there and they're winning all the time. But like Jose Mourinho's just hasn't been winning, for a while. But his talk hasn't changed. I think that makes him an unlikable character.
Yeah, no, fair enough. See, Tottenham, like you say, going to Europe. Be interesting to see what sort of team they're going to put out, because I was happy with Leeds losing in the Carabao Cup or whatever this thing is. Is that an energy drink? Carabao?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I mean, without being too trite, who gives a toss about the Carabao Cup? I mean, when you've got games coming every day, it's seemingly in COVID, I'm delighted that Leeds lost to Hull. I'm delighted that we don't have to prepare for another game in the Carabao Cup. We can focus on staying in the league. So for me, I was happy that we lost to Hull. And Bielsa was probably happy as well. I mean, it wasn't the strongest team Leeds put out last night, hey?
I mean, like, look, it wasn't really the strongest team, but it was a pretty good team. I mean, Rodrigo also started. I think he's the record signing, or he's the signing that Leeds have come in for him to score the goal. So he played as well. There were a number of players that played. Casilla also played in goal. He's pretty decent. I thought the squad that they put out was good enough to win, but unfortunately that was not the case. And I won't lie, I think you're right, Kevin. If you get out of Carabao Cup, it's less worrying on another fixture per se. And I think Leeds' ambition is to try and stay within the Premier League. So if they can just focus Saturday to Saturday on Premier League games, that's probably the best remedy. I would definitely agree with that. With regards to Tottenham, on the other hand, they have to win it tonight. And the reason why I think they have to win it is because Jose's always been making this noise about having to qualify for Europe, having to qualify for Europa League. So to have come this far and to not take it seriously will almost be like an insult to the Tottenham Hotspur fans for making a noise so much about it last season and then you're not taking it seriously. And plus they have a day's rest compared to Southampton, and they're traveling, and hence why I think Southampton are going to beat them. And Southampton did give them a hard time as well, and Southampton did beat them, if I remember well, last season 1-0 with Danny Ings scoring the crucial goal. So that could happen again. And a 3.15, I won't put $400 like Oliver did. Maybe I'll.
Well, Ollie's the high roller, hey? He's Mr. VIP.
I thought I was shy.
The shy, Mr. Shy VIP.
I might just only put $100 and that's it.
Nice. What's your score prediction for Tottenham?
I'm going to go sneaky 1-0 Tottenham win.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't think that they can afford to lose this game, and hopefully their desire will result in the outcome that they want. But I don't have a lot of confidence in it. But I think 1-0 to Tottenham. But we'll see.